I look like I'm 8 million pounds in this shirt. You guys, I swear I'm actually only 8 pounds. Hello everyone, my name is xtian. Welcome back to my tube. Welcome back. Wow, it's been a long week. Hasn't it? I know I promised that I'd be back with this video in a week, about a month ago. But like, you guys, you should know this by now. You can't hold me to anything. I will lie. I will lie straight to you. Anyway, here we are, and I'm back, and I'm better than ever. I hope you guys are having a good week. If you are new to my channel, or if you haven't already subscribed, make sure to do that now, because then it's, you know, it's kind of like we're friends, and I've never had any friends. Just kidding, I have a ton of friends. Okay, if you're anything like me, you've gotten on Instagram multiple times a day for the last 3,000 days or so. I wish that was hyperbolic. The app launched on October 6th, 2010, and back then it really was completely different. It was a pretty simple photo sharing app back in the day where you could take a picture of your mug on your desk and add a little filter and a little hashtag and post it, and then like your 7 or 8 close friends would like it, and that was pretty much it. That's pretty much all that you could do. There were some meme pages at the time and a small amount of celebrity influence. Other than that, it was a pretty simple and chill app that you could literally just post square photos on, and that was pretty much it. Instagram was like the cool girl of apps in the early 2010s, but fast forward nearly a decade and a half into the future, and Instagram is quite literally not that type of girl anymore. She's not like other girls anymore, okay? She's a cool girl, and she's hot. She's a hot bitch. Instagram now is quite literally its whole own little world. You can post stories on Instagram. You can go live on Instagram. You can shop on Instagram. Do any of you guys actually do that? I've literally never done that. Like, whenever I accidentally hit that page, I get really annoyed. You can follow any celebrity, any government official, any brand, company, theme park, restaurant, TV show, school, city, country, even sometimes. Pretty much anything that is a proper noun, it has its own Instagram page these days. People can tag their location in their posts and in their stories so that everyone knows where they are. People can post videos and reels, and they can attach up to 10 photos and videos in one post. Not to mention that the Instagram DMs are much more utilized now than they were, say, 10 years ago. People on Instagram DM to chat all the time. Don't have someone's number? Just message them on Instagram. Liked the food that you saw somebody eating in their story? Just send them a message and ask them where they were. Notice that your old friend is in your city for the weekend because they posted a picture at your airport? Well, just let them know that you guys should get together. Or, you know, don't if you hate them, if you guys had a falling out, I don't know. But it's all so easy, and it's so fast, and it's so fun, and there's so much to see. Everyone's always looking hot, having a good time, going out, going on vacation, going to concerts. They're spending aesthetic AF evenings at a fancy restaurant, or they're just hanging out at the park with a freaking lake and a blanket. Someone's always on a balcony with an amazing view, and someone's always eating a ginormous plate of food that there's no way that they're gonna finish. Someone's got their passport and their plane ticket out for everyone to see, and someone is literally in France right now. They're literally in France. And you scroll through everyone's posts and stories and reels, and it's all so pretty and so cute and so fun and so fake. I remember reading or hearing somebody say that Instagram is just everyone's highlight reel. You know, like no one posts a story when they didn't like the sandwich that they ordered at lunch, or when they're low on gas, or pics from that day on vacation when it rained so they didn't go out. No one goes on Instagram. What is that? That's a hair. Ew. Was that in the whole thing? Probably. No one goes on Instagram live while they're studying or washing the dishes. No, it's all people posting their best photos, their best outfits, their best version of themselves. And that all sounds fine and dandy, but here's the problem. Someone else is always doing better than you. You thought you looked cute in that picture that you posted of yourself at Cheesecake Factory tonight. Well, Amanda just posted a reel of her eating dinner on her fiance's yacht, actually, on the Ohio River. Yeah, while they watched the fireworks from the Red Stadium. And yeah, maybe you like your Ford Focus, but Tyler just bought a Tesla, and CarMax put a big red bow on it so that Tyler could take pictures of it. And he did take pictures of it, and he posted them on Instagram, and suddenly your dinner at Cheesecake Factory and your 2016 Ford Focus don't even look cool. They just look average. You know, nice at best. And hey, it's not just you that thinks this. Obviously, everyone else agrees because their posts got way more likes than your post got. So yeah, you're gonna have to try a little bit harder in your next post so that everyone remembers that you're still super relevant and cool and aesthetically pleasing. But no matter how hard you try, a lot of people's houses are still a lot bigger than yours, and their cars are a lot more expensive, and their vacations are a lot more exotic. Their kids are cuter. Their bodies are sexier. And let's face it, they had a balloon arch at their gender reveal party. You're slacking. You're slacking. Why aren't you trying harder? Almost everyone's Instagram feed makes them look perfect, even when the vibe is casual. Surely you guys have seen the like photo dumps that people are doing now. People are doing like monthly photo dumps or a photo dump from a vacation or from a concert or something. And the idea is that it's more casual and more chill, and that you're not spending so much time on one image that you're posting and like perfecting that one image, but it's instead a super casual, maybe a little quirky, everyday girl kind of vibe with 10 regular old unedited and seemingly untouched photos and videos. But even with these presumably casual photo dumps, we're still curating a post and curating an aesthetic that says, yeah, I don't care that my pics aren't perfect, and I'm not even going to edit them. I'm just going to put them all together in a random order. And I know that this sounds absolutely neurotic to someone that maybe isn't on Instagram that much, but even posts as innocent and seemingly casual as this, they all feed into this picture perfect meta reality that is Instagram. Yeah, you posted 10 pics, and yeah, maybe you didn't edit a single one, but you definitely didn't post that picture of you where you blinked, or the picture of you from that weird angle that you hate of yourself. We post pictures that make us look good, even in a casual photo dump post. If you had multiple shots of you from the same moment, you picked the best one. And I can already hear people being like, yeah, but there's nothing wrong with picking the best photo of yourself. Like, that's why we take multiple shots. And yeah, like, I get it. Like, what's the alternative? And of course, I post my best photos just like everybody else. What am I doing? I'm not trying to sound like I'm on a soapbox in this video. All of these examples that I'm using, I'm pretty much just using myself as the most intimate case study. And at the end of the day, I can really only speak for myself. I'm not in your head. I don't know what you're thinking. This is just what I think. But hopefully you guys can relate. You know, we're all just trapped inside of this platform that is Instagram. And being in Instagram and on Instagram means playing the game. And as long as we continue to be on Instagram and to make it a part of our lives, we're going to be carrying around this extra sense of anxiety, because now we have to calculate our actions not only in the real world, but also inside of our phones. And yes, again, I know that this sounds incredibly neurotic, but unfortunately, this is the reality for a lot of us. So anyway, we are always, even in our most casual posts, calculating and curating this perfect idea of ourselves. And how could you blame us? I mean, you really don't have to look far on Instagram to find the most attractive men and women you've ever seen in your entire life. And not only are they incredibly attractive, but they're practically living your dream. And they make it look so, so, so cool. You could go through any Instagram influencer's posts for an hour, and it would be rare that you would see something negative or something that depicts their life as anything other than perfect. It's all sunshine and rainbows, but in this case, it's all vacation photos and brand deals. It's like, wow, this is seemingly the perfect life. Posting pictures of you in bed or at the pool or on a plane and literally getting paid to do it. Not only get paid, but you also get gifts, and you get invited to these major fashion shows and brand events all the time. And the gifts are coming from brands that range anywhere from food to makeup to fashion. And honestly, I don't follow many of the like influencer type accounts on Instagram. I follow a lot of my favorite celebrities though, and yeah, it is hard sometimes to not feel inferior to them because they're in Paris popping open bottles of 500 euro champagne, or they're sleeping in their sleeping pod on their Air Emirates flight, or they're in their little pool in their little mansion, neither of which are little. Oh god, I always spill. Oh, I always spill. What do you even do? This poor chair. I guess I just sit back down, right? Oh, you can't even see it. Okay. Yeah, then I am just gonna sit back down. Anyway, we've all heard stories of influencers leaving their lives online and leaving their presence on Instagram to live a slower paced life, more off the grid. But for the most part, the influencer lifestyle is booming. It's a literal job now that people aspire to be, that children aspire to be. I know. I know, it's scary. But it's easy to forget that these influencers aren't posting the boring parts of their life and the mundane things that they do day to day. Like I said before, it's a highlight reel. It's where people go to post their biggest flex, their prettiest view, their most delicious looking dinner, their shiniest newest car. This whole perfect curation of our feeds and of our stories in and of itself is dangerous enough, but it becomes even more dangerous when you factor in our newfound ability to perfect our image and to perfect ourselves. Don't like the lighting in the picture that your friend just took of you? Who cares? Just edit it. And actually, while you're at it, your arm looks huge from that angle, so maybe you should just edit that in a little bit. Just takes a few pinches. And you should probably edit out that flyaway hair that's making you look like you just got off a roller coaster. And honestly, you never liked that mole on your face. Why don't you just take the 2 seconds and the 2 taps and edit it out? And suddenly, what was you changing the lighting is now you looking at a blurry, doll-like version of yourself with one corner of your door frame curving in at the same angle as your waist somehow. Gotta stay snatched after all. And you look at the pic and you're like, yes, I look good. And I don't even, look that far off from what I look like in real life. Like, nobody's even gonna notice that I look any different. And then you get up to go to the bathroom and you see yourself in the mirror and oh no, your waist isn't actually as teeny tiny as it was in the photo, and you are in fact a fat whale. And you still have that mole on your face. I think that we may actually sometimes, some days, see ourselves more in photos and in videos than we do in a mirror. Maybe not every day, but there are some days where I've definitely gone all day without seeing myself in a mirror, but I've definitely snapped a few selfies of myself or had my photo taken a few times. And obviously videos too. I guess that would just come with the territory of like vlogging and doing YouTube. But I think that this has just really warped our perceptions of ourselves. I remember a few years ago, I had read some article about how we all think that we look better in the mirror than we do in like a still image. And I think that makes sense because it's like a photo is literally just one frame. But when you're in a mirror, you're moving around. You're seeing yourself maybe from one angle, but in a billion frames, in 100 billion pixels. There's depth and feeling. And symmetry becomes a lot harder to spot when things are in motion. So knowing this, spending at least a few minutes every day staring at still images of ourselves, or even worse, staring at heavily edited still images of ourselves, it only makes sense that we would all start to develop some sort of complex about our looks. Literally, we're always looking at ourselves in photos, and we're always taking multiple shots of photos to make sure that we get a good one. And on top of that, we're editing the photos usually to make them look better, whether that be the scenery or the face of person. Just the concept alone of like taking a bunch of photos of ourselves so that we know that we can pick one that we like, and then editing that photo and then posting that photo and then sitting around hoping that people like it so that we can get validated. Like, yeah, we did pick a good picture and yeah, we do look good in that picture. And then we'll worry about who saw it and who didn't see it. Like, when is too much, Like, at what point does the mental gymnastics stop being fun and does it start being too much? And in terms of editing our pics, at what point do we say, yeah, this is ridiculous, this doesn't even look like me anymore? Is smoothing out our skin a little bit and whitening our teeth a little bit okay? It still looks like you, right? But what about changing your eye color or like removing a mole or a scar? Is that too much? It's all fine and in good fun, right? What about a filter that makes you look more tanned? Is even that too much? Like, where do we draw the line, I think that most people would say that there's like an unspoken fine line where editing yourself becomes too much, like when it doesn't look like you anymore, and how much you can edit a photo before it is catfishing / it is making it a completely different photo. I remember seeing a story a few years ago about this really popular Chinese live streamer who everyone knew as like some pretty skinny 20-year-old girl, until one day her filter glitched while she was on a stream and she was a bit bigger and a bit older than everybody thought she was. Now, is this woman ugly? Absolutely not. But she performed essentially for years as this younger, prettier version of herself. And a lot of people were really mad at her for it. I'm assuming because a lot of younger girls regarded her as a peer and maybe had like bought products that she had recommended. And I'm assuming that a lot of guys were mad because this lady lied to them about what she looked like and that they weren't actually talking to and supporting and presumably giving money to who they thought they were. But aside from that, holy moly, You know, I can't imagine what that would do to you psychologically. Number one, constantly live streaming yourself, but not really yourself, but like a younger, better, skinnier, more conventionally attractive version of yourself. I can only imagine even further what that would do to you, having everybody online calling you a fake, old, ugly hag when you literally just look like a regular old donna cinese, you know? Like, what is this world coming to? Why are so many people more comfortable and more confident putting on a ton of makeup and a face filter and like nipping and tucking themselves in Facetune than just showing their natural selves? We've become so superficial and fake, and it's all because of Instagram. We've literally all tricked ourselves into thinking that our bodies are weird and that our faces are ugly, when in reality, neither of those things are true. We just don't look like Momo from Twice or Maluma. But for whatever reason, unattainable has become the standard. And maybe it always has been, I suppose. But now it's like you can literally sit in your room all day and still compare yourself to hundreds of people. I did a poll the other day on Instagram, ironically, and I asked my followers if they had body dysmorphia. Now, 73% said yes. Back in the day, body dysmorphia went more hand in hand with EDs. But nowadays, it goes hand in hand with an Instagram account. My friend actually made the point that even just like 12, 15 years ago, a lot of these body image issues were more so women's issues, and now there's seemingly a lot more men that are just as insecure about their looks and about their bodies. And I think that recently a lot more men have just become more self-conscious with their bodies in general and their faces. In fact, men now spend an equal amount of time as women on their physical appearance, not in terms of like getting ready in the morning, but in terms of like teeth whitening and cool sculpting and laser treatments, going to the gym, getting a haircut, getting a beard trim. And of course, there are a lot of people that are doing this solely for themselves and for the benefits that come with being healthy and beautiful. But it seems to me that our obsession with looking good has really taken over all of our lives recently, because we have more opportunities now to potentially have our photo taken and more opportunities for us to see photos of ourselves and for other people to see photos of us. And maybe they're going to be posted on social media, and knowing that everyone wants to look good. If you look just okay, nobody cares. But if you dress really cute and your hair looks good, you can take a mirror pic and tell everybody where you're going that day. And you don't have to worry about if anybody takes a picture of you when you're out, because you know that you look good. We aren't just living for ourselves anymore. We are living to project an idea of ourselves to others. Like, does anyone really need to know that you got the new drink from Starbucks? Or are we really just posting the picture to show off our nails? And maybe show off our car too. Are we really posting that gym progress pic just to track our progress? Probably a bit, but mostly just to literally and figuratively flex on all of our friends that aren't as jacked as us. Or we're posting it so that everybody knows that we're really hot now. It's a literal plague. You get sucked into this mentality and then you can't get out. And being in just automatically requires you to start comparing yourself to others and to feel bad about yourself. It's fun, right? It's fun. In all seriousness, it is killing us slowly. I think social media apps like Instagram are taking a toll on society in a way that we've never seen technology do this before. We've seen technology ruin a lot of things for a lot of people, and we've seen it literally kill people many times. But social media is changing the way that we think about ourselves, about those around us, about the world. So, to wrap things up here, kind of, what do I think about all this nonsense? I'll be the first to admit that I am guilty of all of this that I have said in this video. Like, it is sad, but I feel like I'm knee deep in this Instagram game now, and there's just no way that I could ever stop playing at this point. Because now, if you get off of Instagram and you don't post pictures and stories and reels on there, you feel like you're missing out. And more importantly, how will everyone know how sexy and cool and well-traveled you are? Like, who am I supposed to brag to? It all goes back to everything just being a facade, and unfortunately, I think that this facade is one that people don't want to live without. Our Instagram is the version of ourselves that we want others to see. It's how we let people know that we graduated from school, or that we got engaged, or that we're on our dream vacation. Our posts come with a sense of pride. Most of us, for better or for worse, do feel a sense of validation from Instagram. When you post a pic and you look good, people let you know. You know, slay me. Papi chulo. I need some water now. Those are just some comments that come to mind. It's usually mostly just your mom that comments those on my pictures though. So I'm going to leave you guys with 2 questions today, and don't feel obliged to go into detail, but I just want to start a discussion in the comments, hopefully. So my first question is, could you today, right now, delete Instagram? Would you be totally fine being off of Instagram forever, or do you feel like you just can't do it because you'll be missing out? Let me know. I am curious to know. And my second question is, do you think that Instagram will ever die? We are going on 13 years now of Instagram being a part of a lot of our lives, and personally, I think that it's here to stay. I sadly don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. But I think that if a meteor somehow took out Meta's headquarters and Instagram, Facebook, Threads all just stopped working and disappeared into thin air, I genuinely believe that that would be like a huge turning point in society for the better. But yeah, enough about little old me and about little old Instagram for today. Thank you guys for listening to my annoying voice for all of these minutes and for giving me your time today. That was cute of you. I hope that at the very least this video made you realize that you're not alone in your negative thoughts about Instagram and about social media and about yourself. Honestly, social media makes us all act a little bit crazy. I hope you guys have a really good week. I hope you have a good rest of your week. I hope you already had a good week, and I look forward to hanging out with you again next time. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy. I will see you guys very soon. Okay, boo, bye.